take up that role. And Ogre is a great hero for getting auras for your team, since nothing nothing on Ogre feels like a massively impactful item. It's not like, oh, you get the Axe and it's a total game changer. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it is, but usually what core Ogre will do is buy up these team items that the lineup needs. And if you're playing with Death Prophet, you would love to have auras and go high ground with your ulti.
Actually, just be able to tank through so much.
Ogre is tanky with items, really tanky.
Yeah. Like we always saw like Virtus Pro where
10 seconds
like they would always just
remaining.
run this support ogre that will tank through everything. It's like, oh, what's he got? One bracer,
5
and
seconds
he's
remaining.
he's just taking an entire team. It's like, okay, maybe this hero is good as a core role. But MINESKI are in their final ban, so Wraith King was a ban from Team Liquid. So they are thinking too that like obviously there's just the one position left over to grab. The only question mark will be is if it's Ogre or Mirana 3. Don't know if that will change the game that much though. And there's not a great set. Like, well, I suppose the setup for Mirana is a stun from Ogre, but that's not great.
It's decent. It's 1.5 seconds stun on all levels. The Fire Blast is pretty good for it. Well,
Lifesteal, great against Centaur.
Yep. Against Ember, the matchup is a bit... It's strange because you can't really kill him, and he can't really kill you. You kind of just avoid each other. And as far as infesting goes, there's no, like, perfect hero to infest to kill Ember either. They don't have, like, a Storm with an Orchid or this kind of thing to get him in there.
You do get a great frontliner, like a second frontliner for MINESKI, which allows the Death Prophet just to beat through towers. So
And Lifestealer is great against all the other heroes, because the Ember is debatable, right? You can kite him, and then when the rage runs out, he can start chaining you and be annoying, but against all the other heroes, Lifestealer is super good. He can remove Fatal Bonds on himself. He's good against Centaur in lane. He's good against Rubik in many ways. Like, Rubik can steal rage, but outside of that, you don't care about what spell he has. And first Terrorblade of the tournament, actually.
It is?
It was unpicked yesterday. It was one of the unpicked heroes. I looked at it earlier. Interesting.
Wait, how does Miracle not have the Arcana?
Good question. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like it.
We've got everything.
Yeah,
literally everything.
He's pimped out.
I'm loving that Koro set.
It's the coolest Warlock set.
Yeah.
You can...
just like with the little spinny things.
That's one of the new Immortals from this year.
It looks like the Game of Thrones. Like
oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
With the way it spins around.
Yeah. The rest of the set is from last year, I think, and it's my favorite Warlock set. It's really, really good. But yeah, this which is originally a lantern, not really a lantern anymore, is one of the new items.
He now holds the power of the sun in his hand.
Yep. Wait, since when does Mirana have a golden headpiece for her tiger? I don't know if I've seen this one before.
I haven't seen that one either. You know, the silliest thing though, like, is I actually think Mirana is based off Ice 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 because she's never wearing pants.
Oh.
That's why.
Always shorts.
It's like bike shorts. It's like all she's got on under there. It's like
bike shorts and slippers. It's actually true. It's literally him. And the voice too. Everything just matches.
Yeah, it's totally. Anyway, but yeah. So Terrorblade pickup. How's like it gives them that push power that they're probably searching for, and just that nice uncontrollable element during the team fights. Like, what do you get? Like, you've got silence, you've got mass stuns available that may mess up with his thunder.
It's mainly...
It doesn't match. He's got a nunchuck as well as a sword. it's like you put in Mikey with Leonardo. Like, the totals are not quite right.
Yeah, my models on my screen aren't even loading, so Witch Doctor's actually invisible and there's just a wall.
Hey, it's fine, Sin.
What's going on over here?
As long as my screen works properly, then the people at home can see everything.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, so the Terrorblade, the logic here is Terrorblade is really good against Lifestealer. It's one of the heroes that just flat out kills him through rage. The physical damage is overwhelming. If Lifestealer goes Radiance build, you can get a Radiance Reflection whenever rage is down. And Terrorblade also does pretty well against DP. He has innately high armor, which is good against both of these enemy cores. And it's also, on top of everything, it's one of those, how to say, Liquid under pressure heroes. They've turned to this hero many a time when things have got tough and had Miracle have outstanding Terrorblade games. So there's a lot of like there's a lot of confidence for Liquid in this hero.
Wondering if that's also like the way Kuro was just approaching. I was like, you know, let's just build up our confidence for our team today, guys. That's all.
Yeah, I think that could definitely be a part of it. Like comfort zone, get heroes that you're very used to, get heroes where everybody knows exactly what to do. Maybe except Wii because he hasn't played too much with them, but everybody else in this team knows exactly how to play a Terrorblade game.
Yep. Well, Team Liquid. It's like, for the moment, mind control. He went Retaliate to begin with, took a hell of a lot of damage from the mid tower. But he doesn't care. Just zone out Nico. It's going to be a straight 2-2 rune trade up. No one on bottom lane is going to try and contest this. So it will be Kuro working with Miracle on the bottom lane. My god, that's loud. I'm just going to get in there right now and just unit speech, down you go. Just a little bit. How the hell was Cap using that kind of level during the last game?
Good question.
Must have been deafening to him. Yeah, so Miracle working with Kuro for the Warlock on that bottom lane, where and then it's KP Ogre, double Mango Stout, 6 Tangos to begin with Raging Potato, Mr. Ringer Basilius from the very beginning, playing Mirana in the off lane. He's out dual safe lane, Nico and Ninja Boogie together with GH and Mind Control against him. And then Weeha and Moon, and it really feels like that creep wave's pushed a hell of a long way up already. Underneath the tower, and Moon holds the high ground.
Yeah, this matchup, I want to say, is DP favored for the most part, at least in the beginning. Getting a little bit of damage going out on Miracle, it should be fine.
He actually tanked the arrow for Kuro. Just
what a teammate.
Yeah.
Carry tanking it for the support. Yeah, Warlock Terrorblade is actually kind of a classic lane in the sense that Terrorblade just wants to farm. He doesn't have too much aggressive potential, especially in dual lanes. So what Warlock offers him is sustain. Just keep him alive. He has very low health but high armor, so it makes the heal from Warlock that much more effective. And yeah, together they should be able to hold their own here for a while, at least.
This top lane just a mess.
Transcends expectation.
Well, GH, open wounds up, Ninja Boogie's coming over, gonna land the paralyzing cast, some decent damage into GH. Diving into the tower, however, will not happen. GH has the boot, so he already moves fast enough to get back into relative safety. And this feels like a little bit more of a passive early game. Like, people are harassing down, just burning through the consumables, but like, how do you actually find a kill in these lanes?
It's kind of the expected thing, right? Like, you have a Warlock Terrorblade lane that's ultra passive. The other lane is a Rubik Centaur lane, which has aggressive potential, but it's playing against a counter matchup in the Lifestealer, so they can't really do much either. So it kind of comes down to, can you find kills mid? That's what it's about right now. It's Ember versus DP with a potential roaming from Mirana. That's where you're going to see the kill if you see it. But Weeha did see the Mirana's rotation. He got his courier without losing it, and he should be fine for now at least. But when this Flame Guard ends, if he gets caught off guard here, Mirana's just going to get a range creep away from Moonstone. I'm not going to be too happy about that.
No, but then again, Weeha doesn't have the Flame Guard left anymore.
It's still a good amount of damage being done. Yeah, he's struggling actually on this Ember. He's losing the lane. I think that's to be expected that DP wins this lane by a bit. Oh, he got another arrow.
She may be in with the Crypt Swarm. The Fairy Fire. Weeha gets a little bit more life, but Moon's attack follows through the tree line. GH TP's in, but it's a second too late. Maybe with Fade Bolt level 1, it wouldn't be enough to kill off Moon. And he doesn't have the mana to use both Telekinesis as well as Fade Bolt.
Yeah, that's just really, really big for this lane in mid. First of all, DP is winning a bit by default. Then the Mirana rotates, forces him to buy a salve, and then he still dies. So Weeha is now 700 net worth behind in this mid lane. And Moon looks exposed right now. He's low, but he has his own healing salve and a bracer flying out. Once he gets the kill potential from Liquid, I just don't think it's there in this mid lane.
I suppose this is also like the downside. Like, GH's rotation really doesn't do much. That's your kill potential you talk about. If he was on like an ES or something like that, it would have been like a harder rotation in that could do something. But Kuro can't rotate off either. He still needs to sit down here with Miracle, giving him the Shadow Word, giving him the life to fight against KP.
Yep.
But this is... Like,
that's one lane that's going well for Liquid, at least. Yeah. Bottom lane is going well. Top lane is going probably slightly better than expected, actually. This is a very difficult lane for them. And mid lane is not looking hot at all. But, you know, Mirana roaming, get a kill. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Just kind of also interesting to watch a Terrorblade who hasn't really burned Metamorphosis yet. With the creep wave behind him, maybe it's time to actually go for something, but he's gone for Conjure Image as well as Metamorphosis, so he wants to do something with it.
He hasn't used it at all, right? So mostly what Terrorblade will do is he will Metamorphosis the first creep wave to get guarantee CS. Oh, GH is in trouble.
He's okay.
Are you sure about that? Is that level 1 Melodic? Yeah, he's okay. This is close. Okay.
17.
17 HP. It's always 17 with Dota, isn't it?
It is.
It always is.
Yeah, but, sorry, Metamorphosis Miracle. Not
yeah,
using
usually you use this on the first creep wave on Terrorblade to secure CS, and then when you want to start pushing the tower, you have it again, but I feel like Miracle didn't use it at all, which is kind of unusual. One of the other really good Terrorblade players that more or less consistently does exactly that is Ramses from VP. You'll always see him use the Metamorphosis first wave and do really well with it. Mind control.
They're going to go for the
it's gonna hurt.
again.
He
He's
has
just
to
going to
TP
TP away.
Yeah, he knew he was going to die from this. Good call. Long TP though.
He's going back to the shrine.
Good early game from MINESKI so far. They should be feeling pretty good about themselves. All of their cores should be reporting, I'm doing well, my game's good.
They want to go again on Weeha. Reggie Potato just needs a little bit more information, but Kuro has now moved himself in towards the mid lane.
Yeah. Since I think they knew Mirana is in here, and because of that, the Terrorblade can be alone bottom for a little bit. Soon, Miracle is going to transition into that jungle, so I think the reason Kuroki has left him is that Miracle's like, I'm fine here now, you can leave me alone, I'm going to farm this wave, I'm going to go jungle soon, and then somebody else can go take bottom lane. Probably Rubik from GH will go here to get some much needed levels. He's currently sitting on level 3, and you don't want him draining too much XP from mind control, because he's already going to be struggling up here to get the experience that he wants.
Good. I think Moon's hoping the Raging Potato stops taking damage. Good sentry ward now from Kuro, so we can get rid of that obs quickly. That's where MINESKI's had they had a full duration ward there before. This time around, they won't let it happen. Paralyzing cast still going to hit, but then it doesn't mean the arrow from Reggie Potato will connect. The Spirit Siphon from Moon will do some work with the Crypt Swarm. They're just making sure the guard falls down. And then Weeha falls. MINESKI really trying to stay on top of him, and this is what they've been looking for. Exorcism up, push towards the tower on the catapult wave.
Exactly. It's very, very textbook and very nice play. Arguably, Weeha should have maybe been a bit more ready for this. There's 2 supports missing. There's, the siege wave is coming. So either Weeha needs to play more defensively, or he needs to have supports there. Rubik could have easily saved him in this instance by being nearby, but they've got kind of troubles a little bit everywhere. So
Raging Potato's also taking a hell of a lot of damage thanks to the Fatal Bonds. Like, GH is going to find him, a leap. Well, that doesn't put him up on the hillside. Fateful has to actually burn any kind of consumables, and is there another leap? There's a TP away to safety, and Kuro, the damage output, it won't be enough.
Nice bottle usage.
Woo.
Close.
Very close.
Yep. They do defend their mid tower though, Liquid. They allocate a lot of resources for it, but it is the right choice. You don't want to lose this mid tower to DP's first siege creep wave, so they hold it. It took half the HP and damage, but now Exorcism is over, and they can kind of reset and calm down a little bit. Ember got level 6, so he's a much harder gank, and as expected, Terrorblade is now in the jungle, and somebody's got to go bottom. I don't think you just leave this lane completely empty right now. There's too much experience just flat out going to waste.
KP feels no pressure. He's just going hand at Midas first as well.
Oh, GH doesn't have TP. Oh, they're going to send the Warlock in there.
Is that enough? Like, KP will be happy to dive that. Arrow's going to fly forward. Ninja Boogie's going to move around the back. They don't have a creep wave. That's the only thing that's holding him back.
Yeah, I like the Midas idea from KP here. It's pretty common on Core Ogre to go for it. If you're having a good game and you go Midas, it just amplifies you so much. With the multicast Midas, you can start getting these aura items at really good timings. And usually when you see other heroes with their payoff timings, when it gets graphed out how long it takes to get the payoff on Midas, Ogre just gets it, 75% faster.
They're up to Kuro again. Malding is able to connect. Now be a very dead Kuro, even with the Shadow Word. The leap forward from Raging Potato. Maybe actually with stick charges, Kuro can survive through this.
He's fine.
Potato wants to stay on the back of it. Kuro, leap forward, Starfall. He's trying to just juke him out. Now with the Stampede, Kuro is able to do it. GH will arrive to help with Weeha to find the kill on Raging Potato, who really wanted that.
Nico's now getting pressured by the Terrorblade. Oh, they've got DP. They know there's no Stampede.
And my control wants to TP out. Just not enough damage.
Yikes.
Like, even with the Infest pop.
That was close. Yeah, he got out. Good call from Mind Control to TP instantly, identifying that was the only way he was going to have any chance of surviving that. And he gets out. But even though it's not a kill, still forcing a hero out like this has value. Like, a lot of the times when we talk about this stuff, we're like, okay, he survived, they got nothing out of it, but
yeah.
No, sending a core all the way back to base, now he has TP on cooldown for a minute, has to run all the way back up. This still does a lot. See, now that they managed to pull off this play, Ninja Boogie gets wards out. He got scanned out, however, so...
He's trying to do the D-ward for everything. Everything will end up dying as Weeha's in the back line, so Ninja Boogie will go down. But Metamorphosis burned from Miracle. They need to add some tower pressure on the back of this, but look at KP diving under Kuro. No multicast for him, and maybe he's in trouble with Weeha arriving and KP's trapped in by the Radiant Creep Wave. A quick ignite, a third TP is now coming in, or a second TP for a third hero. KP still looking to bounce out this. He'll get the multicast over on the Ember, but GH and Kuro working together. Pick him up, throw him down. There's nothing that Moon can really do. He's going to trigger the Exorcism, and now look towards Weeha with the silence. Okay, maybe he can just kill him straight out. The arrow would have flied forward to kill him off anyway. But now DP will do some damage to the tier 1 tower. All this battle happening normally when you're battling over the 10-minute bounty runes. Yeah. Kuro in the trees.
The runes aren't even picked up out here yet. They're chasing Kuro.
Raging Potato doesn't have a stun available. The arrow's on cooldown.
They're using so much time on this Exorcism too. It's actually going to run out before they get to the tower again. That could have absolutely been better for MINESKI. He might still end up getting the tower anyway. There's another siege creep coming in now, and it looks like Liquid don't defend, so...
Yep. They're too busy up on the top lane taking, like obviously the tier 1 tower's gone down there. They wanted some harassment in towards mid, but KP's there. But this all seems to be just buying more time. Oh, Mind Control. Hoping for the denial on the tower, won't happen. Arrow's already been used by Ragey Potato, so they don't have the extra stun.
He's not going to have to stampede yet.
So both minuses are coming out in the courier at the moment.
Weeha went in for the Mirana bottom. He might get him here. He used the first leap. Misses the chase.
So 2 minuses at 11 minutes for MINESKI.
And a 4k gold lead. They're really far ahead in this game right now. And Liquid has been in this position countless times with Terrorblade, and they managed to pull out a win playing around Miracle's first strong timing generally, getting Manta style or sneaking a Roshan as Radiant or whatever it would be. But Liquid's support duo here does not have too much to work with right now. There's not this like amazing steal for Rubik where you're just like, okay, when he gets this spell, they're just going to find kills non-stop. Yeah. Warlock is very much a team fight support, not a skirmish support. So unless they can group up and come together, Kuro is in this awkward position in the game where he doesn't feel too impactful. Whereas you look at the supports on the other side, you have a hero with Maledict and Witch Doctor who wants to gank. You have the Mirana arrows that we've seen already have some success. And any pairings of heroes that put together that pose a threat. And that makes a big difference in this game because it means when heroes are missing from the two teams, there's a very big difference in how threatened cores are on the map. The MINESKI heroes feel relatively free. You see Ogre's just playing in the middle of the map, standing in the river, the Death Prophet's pushing far down bottom, and at the same time Lifesteal is farming top because they feel like, well, how are they going to kill us, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to gank these heroes for Liquid with the support duo they have. Now Mind Control is probably going to be in some trouble again.
Yeah, they need to hit the arrow though, or else they don't kill Mind Control.
They do.
And Ragey Potato is trying to look for the angle, but Mind Control is always on the southern side of the creep wave. So it's never an easy straight hit for him. But they're just taking over the Liquid jungle. Like, they're forcing Miracle to always be up on this top lane, always in range of Nico, so Moonlight Shadow will let them close the distance. But you still need the arrow, Mind Control feels it.
I think he saw the Ogre get moonlit in the mid lane. Arrow? Oh, he arrowed a creep. All right. I just heard the sound. I was like, okay, here it comes.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Jumping around. Where?
Oh, if they get backstab mid here, this could be really dangerous.
Oh, the smoke instantly
fails.
breaks from Team Liquid. Sentry ward's being planted. Weeha, he's going to find his first target. Over towards the Mirana, leap away, gets a double leap. And the rocket really only hit over on Moon. 3 leaps used by Ragey Potato, turns for the arrow, connects over on Weeha. Paralyzing Clash from Spooky helps set it up, but they really want to get both these kills. The Spirit Jump, fortunately, from required GH already got him with the Fade Bolt. And Ninja Boogie will go down too. So 2 quick kills for Team Liquid, but both of them going into the supports.
Considering how scary that must have been for them with their vision when they popped the smoke and it instantly broke, I think you'll take that. That could have gone so bad if they didn't find the Mirana out there. and open the fight that way.
It still feels rough though. Like you're running a lifesteal who's already got Hand of Midas. He's working in towards the Radiant, so his team fight will be ready later on. But it's such an early Hand of Midas on a multicasting ogre. Like, like the net worth of KP can just skyrocket so quickly, and this exorcism allows MINESKI to keep the pressure up. GH does steal it. It's not always the greatest thing to steal, however, because it means GH has to get pretty close. Well, they'll back up. Harassment, force rotations, and then, yeah, move top.
I'm not sure they're completely giving up on this idea just yet. They might come back. Okay, now they're probably not coming back.
Actually, it's a smoke from Liquid. They want to come and try and fight up on top lane. They know the Obs was dewatered, but yeah, T1 tower, attempted denial of the tower, won't happen. Moon gets the last hit in. And GH, he wants Ragey Potato. They need to keep the control up, and with the exorcism damage, they'll definitely kill him. While in mid lane, Mind Control a little bit too far forward. Looks like KP was able to get a bit of a chain stun off, working with Moon.
And that's a bigger kill. It's the core. Get the Centaur down, only losing a Mirana, and they also got the top tower. Now, GH really wants to get this tower with his Exorcism. There's no glyph available, so if they want to defend, Ogre has to play up aggressively here. He's kind of cautious about doing it. They do get the tower.
Yep.
Bounty runs, 2 for 2 it looks like. Nico hasn't taken the other one yet. He feels like there's no way Liquid will go and contest it, and he's absolutely right about it, so he keeps his farm going. And probably Ogre will just waddle down here and take this in a moment. And KP is... he's going to have a 15-minute mech with the Midas Arcane Boots. This is what we talk about, this Aura build. Probably going to see him buy the mech into maybe Crimson Guard against Terrorblade. Really good. Pipe also has its merits this game against all the magic damage of Ember and the Fatal Bonds. Amplifying all of that magic damage. See what he's favoring right now. I think going straight Greaves is not the play. Although he could remove one Fatal Bond on himself with that, which is also nice.
Oh, they found mid. Weeha caught out. It's like Raging Potato was able to connect on the arrow.
It's like Crypt Swarm for...
yeah, it's Crypt Swarm. Moonlight Shadow's already been triggered as well from Potato. Koro, Sentry Ward is down, so he sees both of them moving. Now KP in behind the tier 1 tower just rotates over the arrow. Just well off target, but it won't matter. Nico's there too.
Oh, that was
they'll beat the crap out of this tier 1 tower. TP support is on the way, but the fortification league will keep the tower up. They'll hit the rock down. Where's the bond? It now comes out as well. Multicast, but Lifestealer dies so damn quickly. Moon and KP retreat back out as fast as they can. And Liquid bring everybody to the mid lane. 5 heroes.
Yep. They defend their tower though. It did cost them Golem and Metamorphosis for 1 kill, but it's still the right play. You don't drop this tower like this after losing your Rubik. The downside now though is that there's kind of a power play going the other way, right? Now that you don't have Golem or Metamorphosis, your lineup's actually relatively weak for a while. So yes, you defended your tower, but did you actually defend your tower? Or is it still gonna fall in the next minute is the question.
Yeah,
top lane, Ninja Boogie's gonna... oh, perfect Manta!
He actually dodged it?
I thought he Manta dodged the Maledict. He didn't. He Manta dodged, I think, a cask.
I did not think Ninja Boogie was going to go for that.
Yeah, that was a bit
it's like back towards the mid where you see Ogre running underneath the T1 town, but on bottom lane, Mule-Scepter into the arrow. Moon using it aggressively in Ember Spirit. No way to get out of it. Now in towards the mid, Ogre Magi, KP, trapped up with the upheaval. Outrunning this will be difficult, but that's why you see how tanky the Ogre is. A multicast can't get one over on mind controlling. Just can't move fast enough.
Use your Midas, no!
Efficiency rating dropping heavily.
And it's actually a kind of big deal. He's dead for 40 seconds and he had Midas ready, and that could have multicast there with a triple multicast. There were 3 creeps. He might have just lost 500 gold. That's kind of what they got for killing him. I mean, okay, not 500, because you will have it ready when he spawns, but you get the idea.
Yeah. It's a big deal, Send.
It actually is a kind of big deal.
Yeah.
When we talk about Midas being off cooldown when you're dead and we're like, oh, that's bad, for Ogre, it's worse.
Yules into arrow again. Mind control is a little too late. Ninja Boogie's going to fall once again, unseen from the camera as Weeha caught him out.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling the Witch Doctor this game right now. The 2 supports of MINESKI are clearly starting to fall behind the Liquid supports, and they might also fall behind them in relative impact later when it starts getting into this team fight stage. Warlock is one of these really good supports, and Rubik, we've seen GH pull off some magic. In this game, there's a couple of steals that are great, some are not so good.
Oh, Raging Potato, he just drops the ward. That's going to get dewatered. He needs to leave. He's got one more available. And he leaps down away from the tier 1 tower. Smokes himself up as well as far into the tower as he can go, but Mind Control Blink. Hook stomps down and Mirana is definitely dead.
That's a big waste. Smokes are a valuable resource. You don't use that. Even if you survive there, I think that's not worth it. I mean, they have another 2 on Witchfucker, I suppose, but...
And you do have Moonlight Shadow, but the amount of sentry wards that have been placed down by Team Liquid, like, they're trying to see absolutely every movement.
Arguably Moonlight would have been a better play. It's a shorter cooldown than Smoke, and it would have forced the enemy's economy a little bit, right? To force them to use a sentry ward.
They're still going to burn another Smoke. MINESKI are coming over the river now.
Yep.
They're looking for their target.
Moon is really strong, his BKB.
Koro's going to TP out. No, he doesn't. They didn't actually notice that Observer was dead during the last fight. So Death Ward down from Ninja Boogie. This with his quick kill over on Kuro. Moon's able to claim it.
Mid tower for Liquid is still standing. It's pretty impressive. It's 20 minutes now that MINESKI have not been able to take this with their Death Prophet lineup. And you gotta imagine that they want to go and Exorcism this with the next Siege Creep wave after they maybe fight for these top bounty runes. DP is super strong here, only really going to be dying to a Terrorblade Metamorphosis with BKB running. No other serious physical damage to be too worried about.
Ninja Boogie actually get a perfect paralyzing caster looking for it, and with the Maledict over from the Ember Spirit, he'll quickly spirit away. Searing chains up with the Scepter over on the Centaur, he'll hit the ground, and Nico open wounds up and Mind Control, and Nico just rips all the life from him. This is not a fun game for Mike. Why do we always feel this happens whenever we cast Mind Control? It's like, you know what, there's just one hero that just tears him apart.
Yeah, he definitely... I mean, if you pick Centaur this early and there's a Lifestealer on the board that gets countered, you know, Centaur just has these matchups. It does. And, yeah, MINESKI are taking full advantage of that. I think a little bit of a lucky thing there, or not a lucky thing, but Liquid probably aren't too dissatisfied because I think their Ember could have died. He could have been silenced instead of the Centaur, and they could have killed Ember on the rune, and maybe even got the rune too. But Moon chose to go for the Scent. There was a slightly bigger kill on the field for them.
They're coming again.
Next smoke.
It's like 3 smokes in 2 minutes, yeah. One of them wasted.
Exactly. Now you would like to have that Mirana smoke for later.
Yep.
But they really want this mid tower.
GH, he has an Invis rune. He's right on top of him. Everyone revealed. TP support's coming in. GH gets to pick up over Ogmashai. Is he able to get that mech off in time? Paralyzing card trying to buy create some space. KP, there's your multi-casting out, trying to run himself away. Weeha in a little too deep and connected on the Maledict. So KP will finally be brought down by the Fade Bolt.
He stayed alive for so long.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
There's no follow-up for this. Moving into the high ground of MINESKI is not something that Liquid feel confident enough to do just yet.
Super good game sense from GH. The reason he walks there with his Invis rune is that he feels there's a move coming from that direction. And the moment the smoke breaks, they instantly TP in, so you just know it's already called in advance that I think they're going here, and this is what we're going to do. So,
my God,
really good stuff.
Miracle's getting so huge. That's a Skadi coming in over on the Courier. I see a 4-star recipe as well. And now they're going to have a crack over towards mid lane. Mind Control caught out a little too far. Miracle's looking at him. Can't do much to help him though. As Moon, he's still in pretty deep. He's got his BKB and Yule Scepter. The rock will drop. And 3 heroes connect on Ninja Boogie just evaporates. As the Spirit jump forward, there's your defensive Yule Scepter up from Moon. As he can't get anything really off. Spirit side, but no point spending the exit because he's already dead. It's Nico. Now he's trapped underneath the Skadi trying to kite it out. But Miracle, he's just too big. KP can't outrun this. MINESKI just have no movement speed at all, and even Bloodlust stolen by GH. Let's buff up Miracle again.
That's the surprise factor of not knowing there's a Skadi in play. The DP gets caught out, tries to BKB to stay alive, but she's too slow to run away. If you know there's a Skadi there, you instantly have to just turn and fight. You BKB, you ulti, and you take the fight. But they were missing a hero as well in this instance.
They want to keep going. Miracle wants to keep pushing up towards the tier 3 tower. They jump in from behind the arrow, able to connect over on the Ember Spirit with the jump out of the Golem. Maybe they can get this quick kill over onto Weeha. They're able to do so. And Team Liquid's push will stop, but they do claim a tier 3 tower already.
Super good for them. Even with this Weeha casualty, they should be very happy with the outcome of these last 2 minutes.
So we can have a quick look at that mid-fight once again. Stance over on Mind Control.
See, so they're probably not clicking the Terrorblade right now. Moon should already realize he's getting Scott. I mean, you see the projectiles here. I think at this point, you either BKB and Ewell the Terrorblade. I think you BKB, Ewell the Terrorblade and run away. That's got to be the play, right? The Golem has been used. There's no other slow or stun that pierces your BKB. It's the best play that you have. But it's just it's a hard decision to make in the moment because you don't want to waste everything. But I mean, he used it anyway, right? So easy to say from our perspective, but
yeah,
probably misplayed that situation a bit.
Navigator just lays back in her armchair a little bit more. We had a nice little play as well during the real time. Denied on the mid-tier 1 tower by Miracle's Illusion, as MINESKI was surrounding it. So a little bit less gold coming in from MINESKI. They do still hold a slight advantage in the net worth, but it was a hell of a lot bigger before that fight and mid-push happened. And this is what we talked about, right? Miracle, you put your money on him. Liquid know how to play around this. And now you're even going to find a double damage rune. They're going in for Roshan.
Yeah, it's what I was saying, right? Like, they have this understanding of timing with Terrorblade. I think when he got the Manta, they got a tower with it. When he got the Scotty, they got this mid-fight, and they even got a tier 3 out of it. So now they're going to have an Aegis.
Coming way too late from MINESKI, and there's no way they could really 100% know that Miracle was up to this. Even defensive upheaval being channeled. And there's the Aegis Immortal into the Terrorblade. This butterfly is going to arrive so quickly too. I need non-stop multicasting. That's it. Any kind of full control. Weeha's going to be the first setup with a follow-up arrow. He's just totally alone here in the mid lane.
Weeha's dying too much, man. Like,
now they TP up towards the top. Moon wants to keep the fight going. KP needs a following stun. Kuro's the closest. You'll Scepter up. They'll drop him down. The rune already grabbed as, well, Warlock tries to keep the run going. He can't do anything. Can't drop the rock because he's already been silenced up. Now Ninja Pookie hits his own paralyzing cast. Ragey Potato does not have the stun available, but with the Maledict and the Death Ward, GH, Ragey Potato just needs to get the Starfall, and GH will tick out to the Maledict. Nothing will save him. 3 heroes from Liquid, just one after the other, falling like dominoes.
Yeah. As I was saying, there's too many deaths in this Ember Spirit. He's playing a bit too recklessly and keeps getting caught out. This is his 7th death on Ember. Out of 14 kills for the Dire, half of them are on the mid hero on Liquid. That's very rare to see, and just not Weeha's best performance this game. It's...
And now they're going to beat through the towers. KP can Bloodlust up the catapults, get any kind of extra quick push.
The upside to all these deaths on Ember is that Terrorblade is not the one dying.
Yeah.
So there's infinite space for Miracle in this game, which Liquid loves to play around, but it is possible to accomplish something similar with less deaths on Ember. I'm not saying he needs to play deathless this game. I think it's hard. You're playing against Moonlight Shadow and a lot of stuns, but you can definitely, play a little bit more passively and try not to get caught this much.
I'm actually wondering too, like, how MINESKI starts to do damage towards Miracle. Like, he's finished up the butterfly, he's going in for a BKB next. So you're going to have a hard time hitting your physical damage already, but your magical damage is going to mean almost nothing later on, including the stuns.
Yeah, there is a possible play that they start itemizing against Terrorblade defensively, and they kill his team. Like, they get armor auras, they get ghost scepters.
You just leave him and just kite out.
Yeah, you kind of try to kill his team, because I think going on the Terrorblade just all in is going to fail. There's too much counterplay. There's Stampede, there's a Golem. They're going to buy defensive items too. You reckon there's going to be a Force Staff? Actually, Warlock almost has one. So yeah, they're going to have a Force Staff too. So fighting around and hitting the other heroes instead is probably better. Because Terrorblade is one of those heroes where if you commit and it doesn't work, it's even worse than if you didn't go. Because then he's going to sunder you as well and deal extra damage in the fight. So you got to be really careful how you approach that.
Very uncertain about this from MINESKI. They don't have Death Prophet with them. Like, they have to defend from inside the base. DP's going to TP back now. Mirana's going to Moonlight Shadow, but Observer and Sentry is already planted. Ragey Potato comes in range. They do see him through the rear. Flies out the arrow. Miracle being caught out. Man, he's just so far forward. They'll push him and crack him down. They only burn the Aegis Immortal. Big abilities being used.
Might stop the push, though.
It may.
It's good. It's still good. They take the Aegis, they stop the push. There was 2 minutes left in this Aegis, so Liquid might have been able to use it for a high ground attempt. Ideally, you would have loved to maybe find another core hero here and maybe get a good team fight out of it, but this is still a good result. Repels the push, it buys them time. And yeah, I'm curious to see where they go with this. Usually you would see DP go for Aghanims after the Eul Scepter or BKB, but he's not even going for the Ags at this point. He's going to go for the Shiva. Really, really defensive item build against this Terrorblade. And don't blame him for it. It's just lately DP Ags has been very favored by many players. But in this game, he values this armor a lot more. Speaking of armor, Mirana with the Lotus Orb as well. Can remove a Fatal Bonds on one of his allies, can remove the chains.
Can mess with Terrorblade.
And gets armor for himself. Can mess with Sunder, very true.
That for me is going to be like one of the biggest things from Team Liquid, because that's what allows them just to overwhelm the fight.
Kuro's in a ward.
Oh, Eul Scepter up into the arrow. Weeha wants to try and help him out, but there's a quick silence available too. Kuro will end up dropping. Ragey Potato can leap himself away. Centaur, yeah, Stampede One way to get away from the open woundsing lifestealer, but here comes Raging Potato and Mind Control. He is just in the middle of nowhere. GH, maybe he can help. Gives him a force. Arrow flies forward and Mind Control runs east.
The force that flat out saved him. He was dead for sure. He's gonna go.
Oh, he may still be dead.
Don't tell me this is happening.
No.
Dude,
the arrow is off target.
Whew, that is okay. I mean, sometimes you go for it, right?
Yeah. Taking out a full creep wave.
It worked.
Worth the threat. These illusions, the Jabuki can't even stand here. Finally, he'll get rid of the obs and the sentry that was planted down before. But this is all Miracle needs to do. Like, he's just staying up inside the northern jungle. He's even underneath an observer and sentry of MINESKI, and like, how do you go on him? If everyone else is far enough away, then maybe you can do it. Moonlight Shadow, you run further forward, paralyzing cast. Now the illusion will work against him. He'll bounce back down with the Maldic. That's how you go on him. He's done it with the Lotus Orb. It actually stopped Miracle from getting the life. That's what we're talking about. Mind Control. Upstop creates more space. Miracle's and almost no life. Moon just wants to finish the job, and they're going to be able to. Then Jabuki's Maldic pop as the BKB wears off.
Perfect. Perfect Lotus Orb. Super good.
Maybe they didn't see it. We saw it, because we see everything up here.
Even if he knows it's there, he has to go for the Sunder, right? He's dying, he has to turn, and the Lotus Orb gets cast mid-animation on the Sunder. I'm sure we'll get a replay on this, but
yep.
Really, really nicely done there.
Nice slow motion replay. As slow as we can make it.
That's the biggest kill of the game. Killing Terrorblade is the same as almost killing his entire team right now in relative value, right? Like, when this guy's down, Liquid have no hope of fighting, so you're going to lose this tower. They might even be able to go high ground because Exorcism is online. They have 30 seconds and a siege creep.
I'll give it a shot.
And they get a bonus kill here.
Here comes your arrow, Kuro. Full staffed up the hill once again. GH trying to help him out and pick up and a throw down. Kuro's still going to be spirit siphoned out.
He's just flat out of position there. There's no reason for him to stand behind this tower. He can't do anything and defend anyway. And now they feel even more inclined to go high ground because now there's 2 dead heroes. And the mech gets used. They're all very healthy. Solar Crest completed on Ogre, makes the Lifestealer or the Siege Creep hit really fast here. He's going to use it on Lifestealer.
Mind Control's trying to get some kind of like collateral up on top lane. TP's coming in from Boogie, now force him away. But the tier 3 tower's already been taken. Moon's still on the front lines. Kind of want to keep an eye on Mind Control because he's not done yet. That Retaliate's done so much damage, but the mid-rank is finally going to fall. BKB from Moon. There for defensive Miracle. Actually, Radiant mid-melee racks. He took it out. Moon's health comes back, giving him the extra life. But yeah, he denies the mid-racks out. And man, that's Stampede forward. They're looking for somebody, but everyone's gone from MINESKI.
Yep. That was a huge moment. That's one Terrorblade kill. That's what often will happen in these games where you have one big farmed hero. Yeah, we'll see it here.
This
so
is that Sunder moment again.
Cask, he does get the BKB off in between these stuns and is hoping for it. And pay attention there. Right as the animation comes out, the Lotus gets placed. And Miracle, that Lotus Orb effectively did 2,000 damage. That's what it did. If he doesn't Lotus there, Miracle survives, 100%. And yeah, just clutch play and great itemization.
Watch the dot time. It's on the very end as the BKB and the Maldic wears off. Yeah. Like, it's a fraction of a second the difference.
The Crypt Swarm might have connected, but if it didn't, that actually mattered too. He almost got away despite everything that happened.
And one of those great plays of TI. Liquid. 5 heroes smirked up looking for their own initiation. Raging Potato's got an Invis. Rooney's going to break the smoke on GH as well as Kuro. And the information has been given.
DP has Exorcism again though. So this fight is actually not as easy as Liquid might be expecting if they haven't kept very close attention to the timing. Little Dragon Boy scouting. Not suspicious at all.
Hey, Kuro should know all about this.
He used to do it.
He's the man that abused the shit out of this.
Oh man, I was on the receiving end of that. That was lame.
It was great. You know, that was when like the Chenags came up, right? And you could start grabbing ancient creeps. And
that was when Lifestealer got Infest.
Yep.
I think Infest was... when was it Lifestealer got that skill? It wasn't Dota 2, right?
Yeah, it was in Dota 2. Like, it was when he could start infesting ancients, though.
Yes.
That's when it started to change. Like, he could infest neutrals, but he could never do ancients.
Yeah, and then suddenly he could, and people would go Radiance and infest the dragon.
Yep. You run him as support. That was all.
Yeah, you just have this magic immune dragon flying around with Radiance on. Hard to deal with. The Fireball, of course.
Yeah, actually, didn't they nerf the fireball? Like that was
I
how
don't
that's how they tried to balance that.
I don't think the spell has ever been nerfed. It could be. I'm not sure. When you think about how a lot of things change in Dota, some of the things that have been changed the absolute least is the spell casting of neutrals. Like the spells that they have, you know, if they've been changed a bit once in a while, like the Harpy Lightning got nerfed a bit for Chen, or you know, the aura of the Mana Troll got improved or whatnot. But over the course of how many years have we had this game now? 9? It's been very few neutral creep changes relative to heroes and relative to, you know, even changes to Roshan.
That's actually always the deceiving thing. Like, just because we're at TI9 doesn't mean like it's been alive. There's actually 8 years of Dota.
True. 8, yes.
Yeah. That's of Dota
right.
2. Obviously,
Because,
we've had 15, 16 years of Dota.
Big item alert. Terrorblade getting the MKB. Key item against Lifestealer. He has Evasion, Talent, and Radiance.
They just need a good opening. GH is going to start it off, blink him up, push him back down again. Mind control, baiting out the hooks multiple times, but now Hemisphere dead.
Oh my God!
That's your proper ding-ding! Mind control, forced off him out, goes and finds him time, but the cask actually follows him. I think he was going to die anyway, even if it didn't follow him the whole way, but oh my God, he has just been reminded of the lucky Dark Ogre.
Kind of cocky, he doesn't BKB that though. I don't know if he didn't have vision of the Ogre, but he flat out just took a risk if he did. If he knew that Ogre was there, I think you have to BKB if you want to commit for this play. I like the idea of lifting this Lifestealer into a potential Terrorblade fight, but it wasn't what happened. So this move just didn't make too much sense. And now they're going to probably get a Roshan.
They'll 100% get it. It's going to take way too long for Ember to come out. So this Roshan belongs to them.
You give the Aegis to Lifestealer and choose to DP. This is really big. Aegis on Lifestealer against Terrorblade is a massive advantage because you probably buy yourself time to get a secondary rage with the Aegis, and the Death Prophet having cheese can outlast Terrorblade and kill his illusions with the Shiva's Guard and with the Exorcism running. You can manage while in BKB.
You know, the funny thing is, for this whole fight, like this Observer Ward, like the movement that's been happening over the last like 3-4 minutes, it's all been scouted out by Team Liquid with that ward. And MINESKI put down 3 sentries, so they feel very comfortable that they weren't being watched.
Yeah.
And that still ended up happening the way it did.
But yeah, it's on Liquid to take better advantage of it.
Yeah.
If you have this vision advantage, this is not how things should go.
They're wrapping around the east, coming up through the river.
No Exorcism. This fight could be really good for Liquid if Terrorblade gets to do whatever he wants, and right now it looks possible.
Spirit jump forward, looking for Ninja Boogie, trying to fit it out. Quick Moonlight Shadow, but we are with the BKB. They've already killed him. The Witch Doctor buybacks are available. They're coming out towards the shrines as Moon keeps these supports under control with the Spirit Siphon. Nico's trying to do the best he can, but Miracle, he's the beast. He's the man to watch. Try and bring down Nico, able to do so through the Aegis Immortal, but Maldix is over on Terrorblade. Sun is available, but the sun just keeps on going. Miracle, he'll steal the life. And he's able to help to get the revenge kill out, but then you've still got more damage coming the way from MINESKI. Terrorblade is finally brought down. They'll get rid of the Golem too. Buybacks were just available. GH is on the run. He'll begin his own TP out underneath the Dire Sentry. Well, does anyone get there in time? They don't, even with the TP back to the Tier 3 tower. But Miracle dead without buyback available. This is MINESKI's time to go.
You know what's funny about this fight? The one fight that Miracle sunders Weeha is the one who survives. Like, dude, you're gonna die anyway, so I'm just gonna sunder you and take your health away so that he doesn't die. No, it's just, yeah. It just flat out has not really been Weeha's game. There's been multiple deaths. That engage, though, was pretty good. I think the idea was good. I think the execution was all right.
You can have a look at it again.
They're just unfavored to a quite large extent here. So we see this jump in from Weeha. He gets the BKB off instantly and gets the kill. They try to snowball off of it, but they're a little bit short on damage because they're fighting 2 or 3 different fights. You see 2 heroes get zoned off by the DP. Terrorblade can't really bring down the Ogre. He gets the lifesteal, but he's the Aegis. And when the BKB of Terrorblade expires, it starts getting really easy. The Sunder here, it's a good Sunder. I feel like if he tried to turn around for Ogre got Lotus, right? Or was it? Yeah, he got Lotus, so that wouldn't have worked. Back in real time, though.
Yeah, we're
high ground time.
Pushing into the Tier 3. Moon will burn up the Exorcism. Remember, they've still got the cheese that's over on the Lifestealer now. They got passed off Moon. As Hoof Stomp from Mind Control comes in, but then Lotus Orb, stun yourself back, KP. The Tier 3 tower is just being ripped apart. Man, rooted forever, Nico.
Stolen Maledicts.
Oh god.
I'm not sure he realized.
DP needs to use. He needs a BKB. He needs to do something right now. Moon, he'll turn in silence. That'll do something. Mind Control still running away from all the ghouls. He'll be able to survive through this. As Nico munches on the cheese, turns back into Weehaw. Miracle, he's got Thunder, putting Nico back, nothing. Spirit jumps forward. No, he put 2 down, but it's all too late in mind control. He misses stun. The concoction, it was still there. He actually got hit by the bouncing coconut. As Weehaw, the Crypt Swarm and the Spirit Siphon kills him off. Buyback is available for him, but not for mind control. MINESKI will want to claim their second lane of racks. They can't go for more, however. The stolen Maledict once again over on Moon. A KP, the never-ending multicast into Kuro, and the Hex on Terrorblade. They can't fall for the stun into the back lines. It's Weehaw trying to cause some problems, but then another multicast stun. 3 in a row. Weehaw will go down. Terrorblade set up towards the air. The perfect arrow. Thunder is available. He'll need to trigger it right now. Forstaff can't buy any kind of time or space. That may just be the game right there. Dead for 80 seconds. They'll go for the tier 4 towers. And MINESKI, they have pushed Liquid down and down. They're faced up against Miracle's Terrorblade. And they've come out with a huge smile on their face. Maybe a little bit too overconfident if Rage is going to come up the fountain, but it won't matter. This game is MINESKI's. GG.
That went sour real quick. So MINESKI, this is kind of